Which organelle is known as the powerhouse of cell? Here the options are nucleus, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, and ribosome. Here the right answer is mitochondria. The semi-permeable membrane surrounding the cell is known as. Options are cell wall, cytoplasm, plasma membrane, and endoplasmic reticulum. The right answer is plasma membrane. Which of the following is not found in a prokaryotic cell? Ribosomes, nucleus, cell membrane, cytoplasm. All are found in prokaryotic cell except nucleus. A well-defined nucleus is not found in prokaryotic cell. What is the primary function of rough endoplasmic reticulum? Rough endoplasmic reticulum contains ribosomes, which are involved in the synthesis of protein. So the primary function of rough endoplasmic reticulum is protein synthesis. Which of the following structures is involved in the modification and packaging of proteins? The options are lysosomes, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, and nucleus. Here, the right option is Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus is involved in the modification and packaging of proteins. Which component of cytoskeleton is responsible for maintaining the cell shape? Basically, the microtubules are involved for maintaining the cell shape. Next, what type of cell junction prevents the leakage of material between cells? Desmosomes, tight junctions, gap junctions, or plasmodesmata. So, tight junctions prevent the leakage of materials between cells. The fluid mosaic model describes the structure of cytoskeleton, nucleus, plasma membrane, a ribosome. So, the fluid mosaic model describes the structure of plasma membrane. Which of the following is involved in the cell division in animal cells? Chloroplast? No, it is not found even in animal cell. Beta is centriole. Yes, centriole is involved in cell division in animal cells. The organelle responsible for photosynthesis in plant cell is the mitochondria. No, it is the powerhouse. Secondly, beta is chloroplast, Charlie is vacuole, and delta is endoplasmic reticulum. So the organelle responsible for photosynthesis in plant cell is the chloroplast. Next, enzymes are primarily composed of carbohydrates. No. Lipids? No. Charlie. Proteins. Enzymes are primarily composed of proteins. The region on the enzyme where the substrate binds is called as active site, binding site, allosteric site, or catalyst site. So basically it is known as active site. Enzymes activity can be affected by pH, temperature, substrate concentration, or all of the above. So enzyme activity is affected by pH also, temperature, substrate concentration also affects. So the right option is delta, all of the above. Which enzyme is responsible for breaking down hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen? Amylase, catalase, lipase, and protease. So here the right option is catalase beta. Enzymes that catalyze the transfer of a phosphate group are known as alpha kinase, beta dehydrogenase, Charlie isomerase, and delta ligase. Here the right option is kinase. Enzyme inhibitors that binds to the active site of an enzyme are called as non-competitive inhibitors, no. Competitive inhibitors, yes. Enzyme inhibitors that bind to the active site of an enzyme are called as competitive inhibitors. The lock and key model describes the specificity of enzyme action, energy required for enzyme activity, temperature dependence of enzyme, pH dependence of enzymes. So basically the lock and key model describes the specificity of enzyme action. Now the next is, what is the name of enzyme that synthesizes DNA? Alpha is DNA polymerase, yes. DNA polymerase is involved in the synthesis of DNA. Enzymes that break down proteins into peptides are called lipase, protease, Charlie, amylase, delta nuclease. Here the right option is beta. Protease. Protease break down proteins into peptides. Coenzymes are often derived from carbohydrates, lipids, vitamins, or proteins. Here the right option is vitamins. The process by which DNA is copied before cell division is called transcription, translation, replication, or mutation. So the process by which DNA is copied before the cell division is called replication. Charlie. So the next is, Mendel's law of segregation states that genes are located on chromosomes. Alleles segregate during gamete formation. Charlie. Alleles are linked on the same chromosome. Delta. Genes assort independently. Here the right option is alleles segregate during gamete formation. Right option is beta. A genotype consisting of two identical alleles is known as. Here the key point is two identical allele. So here the right option would be definitely homozygous. Next is the physical expression of a genotype. Physical expression of genotype is called bit. Alpha is phenotype, beta is genotype, Charlie is allele, and delta is karyotype. So here the right option is alpha, phenotype. A cross between individuals that involve one pair of contrasting traits is called a monohybrid cross. Definitely it is a monohybrid cross because it involves only one pair of contrasting traits. In a dihybrid cross, the ratio of offspring showing both dominant trait is 1:1:1. Beta is 9:3:3:1. So here the right option is beta for dihybrid cross. The structure that carries genetic information is ribosomes, beta mitochondria, Charlie chromosome, delta Golgi apparatus. So here the right option is definitely chromosome. Chromosomes carries genetic information. Next is, what is the purpose of Punnett scale? Alpha, to predict the outcome of genetic crosses. Beta, to measure enzyme activity. No. To measure the pH of a solution. No. To identify cell organelles. No. So here the right option is alpha, to predict the outcome of genetic crosses. The sex of a human child is determined by number of chromosomes, type of mitochondria. No. Sex chromosome. Yes. The sex of human child is determined by sex chromosomes. Which of the following is a sex-linked trait? Blood type? No. Beta. Cystic fibrosis? No. Charlie. Color blindness? Yes. Males are more colorblind as compared to women. Next is the theory of natural selection was proposed by Roger Mendel, beta, Charles Darwin. Yes, right option is beta, Charles Darwin. Which of the following is a mechanism of evolution? Gene flow, genetic drift. Third is Charlie's mutation, and delta is all of the above. So here the right option is all of the above. The fossil records provides evidence for gradual change in species over time, spontaneous generation, the fixity of species, abiogenesis. So here the right option is alpha. The fossil records provide evidence for gradual changes in a species over time. Structures that have similar functions but different evolutionary regions are called homologous structures. No. Beta is analogous structures. Yes. Structures that have similar functions but different evolutionary regions are called as analogous structures. The Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium describes a population that is alpha evolving, beta is not evolving. Yes. Right option is beta. The founder effect is a type of genetic drift. Speciation occurs when one species split into two or more species. Species become extinct, organisms change within a species, genetic drift is prevented. So, speciation occurs when one species splits into two or more species. The study of geographical distribution of a species is called as ecology, beta is biogeography, Charlie is ethology, delta is taxonomy. So the right option is biogeography. Which of the following is an example of artificial selection? The example of artificial selection is wildflower adaptation. No. Beta is breeding of domesticated dogs. Yes. Here the right option is beta, breeding of domesticated dogs. Next, the concept of punctuated equilibrium suggests that evolution occurs gradually over time in a rapid burst followed by long periods of stability. No. Only in response to environmental changes. No. Delta is through artificial selection. No. So here the right option is alpha, gradually over time. So next we move towards the primary source of energy for nearly all ecosystem is, so here the right option is beta, solar energy. So next is for you, you have to answer this MCQ in the comment section. In a food chain, organisms that produce their food are called consumers, decomposers, producers, or predators. So answer in the comment section. Thank you so much for your presence. Allah Hafiz.